Hello and welcome! After breaking, I think, about half a dozen PSPs in a roughly 3-year period, I naturally grew wary of the PSP Slim's fragile design, and I got myself a PSP which I thought I couldn't break. A PSP which only has one moving part, and that PSP was the, at the time, newly announced PlayStation Portable Go. It was smaller, sleeker than any PSP on the market, and portable system to that matter, but with one massive catch. It was an all-digital system in an age where pretty much every game was sold physically. So to entice gamers to go and buy these systems, Sony sweetened the deal by not just including 3 free PSP games, but for this story, they also pre-installed a video game demo so that when you powered your system up for the first time, you had something that you can play immediately. That game demo was PixelJunk Monsters Deluxe, and though I thought very little of it at the time, I eventually grew to enjoy the game a lot, so much so that I actually bought it a bit later. And even after all these years, PixelJunk Monsters is still one of my favorite games to play on the go. So I thought it'd be nice to actually take a look at PixelJunk Monsters Deluxe and its HD updated cousin to see what about this game made me enjoy it so much, especially on the go. Today's video is sponsored by 16-Bit Games. 16-Bit Games offer a variety of games on both Android and iOS. You can play them for free, and if you like them, you can buy them completely ad-free on both platforms. If you are interested or want to support the channel, why not check out our games today from the links in the description below. As you can see, PixelJunk Monsters is a tower defense game. It was made by Q Games back in 2007 as a PlayStation 3 exclusive. It's a cute little download-only affair that was reasonably priced with DLC that added a lot more much necessary content to the base game. Though in 2009 the game was ported and significantly improved for the PlayStation Portable. It was given the Deluxe moniker and a slew of additional content which made it truly the ultimate version of PixelJunk Monsters. Later, Double 11 took the Deluxe version of the game, gave it an HD treatment and released it to a variety of systems from the PC, PlayStation Vita, and Wii U with the new moniker Ultimate HD. Though truth be told, the Ultimate version of the game doesn't have as much content added to it as you would first expect, really just being a prettier version of Deluxe. But from a gameplay perspective, PixelJunk Monsters Deluxe is exactly the same game as it once was on PlayStation 3, and I feel it's a very interesting take on the tower defense genre, especially on a console. You play as this cute little tiki man who has to protect his babies from an onslaught of uniquely designed and amazing looking monsters with towers that are built from trees, and unlike other strategy games which I've played where most of the game is automatic, PixelJunk Monsters requires a considerable amount of input from a player, like an action game, since everything, including time itself, is a resource, and how you spend those resources really changes how the game is played. Do you spend your resources collecting coins and gems and waste time that could be used to upgrade towers manually, or do you spend gems instead to upgrade towers and buy new defenses so that you can go and better defend yourself for the next wave? Which towers, which defenses do you need in order to protect yourself from the next wave? Because the enemies, they have a considerable amount of strategy too. From certain enemies being weak to certain towers and only being weak to certain towers, to others just being able to completely avoid towers and obstacles altogether. With paths that the enemies can go down, you have to prepare your defenses for almost every occurrence, and it is incredible fun. It's a lot to actually think about when you get down to it, but it all feels natural as you play through any given level. And replaying a level once you've memorized what worked and what didn't is not just fun, but it's highly encouraged by the game itself, since if you can save all of Tiki Man's babies and kill every enemy on screen before they get to them, you get a special rainbow added to the map screen. And honestly, the game works surprisingly well on a system with only one analog stick and a game controller for a genre that's typically played with a mouse and a keyboard. On top of that, it's also surprisingly easy to pick up and play, even if you haven't touched the game in a while or if you've never played a tower defense game before. And what I think helps with that is the game's aesthetics. Everything in this game is unique, from the sound at the beginning of each wave to the sounds that the monsters make as it walks and moves on screen, to how everything moves and presents itself too. There isn't an inch of wasted space in this game that isn't used to give you information that will help you succeed in this wave or the next one that's coming. And what ties this whole package together and makes it a truly unique experience is the game's music by Autograph. The game's soundtrack is by far one of my favorite soundtracks in any video game. Even though the songs are about 1 minute to 2 minutes long, I can listen to these things on loop for the 15 to 30 minutes it takes to complete a given level. So as a game, PixelJunk Monsters is a pretty fun experience no matter which platform you get it on. But I found playing the game on the go is not just a better experience overall, but I feel is the superior way to play PixelJunk Monsters. The game is designed naturally with a lot of downtime, whether it's waiting for towers to upgrade or waiting for that next wave to spawn in before you absolutely annihilate them. And you really only need to interact with the game for maybe 1 minute or 2 at a time to collect coins and prepare yourself an upgrade for the next wave. For the rest of that time, you're just sitting by idly babysitting the game. And as a portable game, these natural breaks in the gameplay are very nice to have, since you never really know when you're going to be needed to get going or your attention is going to be needed elsewhere. If you're on a long car ride or a bus journey, these natural breaks also give you time to gauge your surroundings or just to give your eyes a break. And with a fantastic sound design, it's really easy to tell when the game requires your attention again. These benefits can be felt on other platforms, but I feel that the timing is better suited for the portable experience, as it's not long enough for you to just put the controller down and go do something else, but it is long enough that it becomes rather boresome just to wait for that next wave to come in and inevitably get annihilated by my grand designs. I find it very interesting that my experience with a game can change so dramatically based on just the environment that I am playing it in. And it does make me wonder just how many games I've written off as boring or uninteresting just because I played it in the wrong environment. But back to PixelJunk Monsters Deluxe. Obviously, I think it's a game that should be in everyone's games library, especially the Deluxe version or Ultimates HD, depending on the game's availability. But if you're like me and you do have yourself a PlayStation Vita system, which do you choose? Well, there's really not a whole lot different between these two versions other than the visuals and the considerably faster load times. But if you can live with the PSP's lower graphics, I'd say save the 100 megabytes and get yourself the PSP version. But if you have a Vita TV or if you want the PixelJunk Shooter 2, or if you just can't wait the extra second or two for the faster, slower loadings, I would aim for Ultimate HD. Regardless of which version you do eventually get and play, PixelJunk Monsters is a fun and very engaging tower defense game, and I will still be playing a version of this game for some years to come. But anyways, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have yourself a good day, and as always, take care.